Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I, along with my team members, are delighted to discuss an essential skill that plays a significant role in both our personal and professional lives, the decision making process. Whether you are a business professional, a student, or an individual facing choices in everyday life, understanding the process of decision making can empower you to make informed and effective choices. In this presentation, we will explore the key steps involved in the decision-making process and provide valuable insights to help you enhance your decision-making abilities. Let's embark on this journey together. Now, let me introduce you to our members. First, we have Lovava, Tabassum, Laysa. Next, Adhira, Saiyera, Rasul. Then, Md.Tanvir, Ahmed, Rifat. Then, Salowa, Ahmed, Parshi. And last but not the least, myself, Tausif Khan. Today we want to tell about the objectives of the presentation, what is decision making process, types of decision making bias and errors, and last we will discuss about the ending. I have been telling you continuously about decision making. So what is decision making? Decision making involves the selection of a course or action from among two or more possible alternatives in order to arrive at a solution for a given problem. Then what is the decision making process? The decision making process is a series of steps taken by an individual to determine the best option of course or action to meet their need. Next, we want to discuss about the steps or the process of the decision making process, which will be described by my teammate Md.Tanvir, Ahmed, Rifat.
Thank you, my teammate Tausif Khan, for this opportunity. Assalamu alaikum. I am Md.Tanvir, Ahmed, Rifat, and I am going to talk about the steps of decision making process. There are total 8 steps in decision making process. The first step is identify a problem. The second step is identify decision criteria. The third step is allocate weight to the criteria. The fourth step is develop alternatives. The fifth step is analyze alternative. The sixth step is select an alternative. The seventh step is implement the alternative. And the final and the eighth step is evaluate decision effectiveness. Now, I am going to briefly discuss the first 4 steps of decision making process. The first step, identifying a problem. Every decision starts with a problem. Problem is a discrepancy between desired existing and a desired condition. Decision maker need to be cautious not to confuse problem with symptoms of the problem. The second step, identify decision criteria. After identifying the problem, decision maker need to identify the decision criteria for the problem. For resolving the problem, decision maker identify important or relevant information. The third step is allocate weight to the criteria. The relevant criteria are not all equally important. The decision maker needs to weight the criteria in order to give them the correct priority in the decision. The fourth step is develop alternatives. The decision maker requires to valuable alternatives that could resolve the problem. The decision makers need to be creative while developing the alternatives. I am going to invite my next teammate Adhira, Rasul, for telling the next 4 steps of decision making process. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Adhira Saiyera. I am going to talk about the last 4 decision making process. The fifth one is analyzing alternatives. After identification of alternative, a decision maker have to analyze the pros and cons of each alternative. He have to consider the factors such as feasibility, potential outcomes, risk, cost and benefit. The next process is select an alternative. In this process, one have to choose the best alternative based on the evaluation. The 7th process of decision making is implement the alternative. One have to develop a plan of action and execute it effectively. In this process, the decision is put into action by conveying it to those affected and getting their commitment to it. The last process of decision making is evaluate decision effectiveness, which involves the result of decision making to see whether the problem was resolved.
Hello, this is Parshi that I would like to talk about the topic of types of decision. Manager use two types of decision. One is program decision, another one is non-program decision. Now the question arises, what is program decision? Program decision is an effective decision that can be handled by routine approach. The problem of program decision is structure and information are rare and gets resolved by procedures, rules and policies. Let's talk about non-program decision. Non-program decision is a decision that does not follow set procedure, and information of non-program decision is ambiguous or incomplete. And the main advantage of non-program decision is easy to interpretation and its resolution depends on judgment, intuition and negotiation. Let's talk about the difference between program and non-program decision. Those can be divided into types of program, managerial level, frequency, information, goals, and time frame for solution. Types of program, in program decision it is structured and for non-program decision it is unstructured. And the managerial level of program decision is required for lower level and for non-program decision it is required for upper level. And the frequency of program decision is repeated and non-program decision is unusual. Now, information of program decision is readily available. And for non-program decision, it is ambiguous or incomplete. And now, the goals of program decision is clear, and for non-program decision, it is vague. And the time frame for solution in program decision is short, and for non-program decision, it is relatively long. Thanks for hearing me, and now the rest of the presentation will be described by Adhira.
Thank you for letting me carrying on. Now I will discuss about the bias and errors in decision-making process. These are confirmation bias, anchoring bias, availability bias, overconfidence bias, sunk cost error, hindsight, immediate gratification bias, selective perception bias, framing bias, representation bias, randomness bias, and self-serving bias. In conclusions, decision-making is a complex process influenced by various factors, including individual biases, cognitive limitations, and external pressures. While humans strive for rationality in decision-making, they are prone to biases that can lead to suboptimal choices and flawed conclusions. Ultimately, decision-making is an ongoing process that requires continuous learning and adaptation. By striving for self-awareness, embracing diversity of thought, and fostering a culture of thoughtful analysis and reflection, individuals and organizations can enhance their decision-making capabilities and improve outcomes. Thank you from me and my teammates for your patience and attention. If you have any question, please comment us below. We will try to reach out as soon as possible. Thank you again.